I just read that one of the things that women look forward to the most when they're going on vacation is having the time to read a good book.
It is, it's a fun thing to do, and our NDT Summer Book Series continues today with some great reads for adults. Last week we talked about a few of the options for maybe some of the younger people in your life, and Megan Richardson, a librarian, Fargo Public Libraries, joins us again. And I think a lot of people think the summer, that's not time for reading, but it's almost better, in my opinion,
I
to do
spend
that.
way more time in the summer reading than I do in the winter because I want to be outside. I'm away from screens. You want to take a book to the lake. You don't want to be watching Netflix.
Yeah, you don't want to
Which
be
is
on
great,
your
but
screen the whole
Be out on
time.
the hammock reading your book, or
Yes.
out on the porch outside.
Yeah,
There is
you want to
something
be in
about
the sun.
Yeah, there's something about that, or on the boat. So you have some great options, and you said the books that you have for your top picks for our NDT summer reading list they're all new.
They're all
Fairly
new. All of these have come out in the past couple months. Most of them are authors that are not super well known. Everybody has their favorite authors, but it's always nice to get some new suggestions.
Sometimes you do get stuck in a rut and you just read your same author. So we're going to branch out a little bit. So what's on your list, and why did you pick these?
So,
Should we start here?
Sure. So this one is Women Talking by Marion Taves. She's a Canadian author. This is her 8th book, and it is based on a true story. It is a Mennonite community that these women, it's a dark one to start with, women who think that they are being violated by demons or ghosts, but it turns out people in their community have been giving them horse tranquilizers and abusing them, and it kind of glosses over that part. It mostly focuses on the aftermath of these men are now in jail, and these women who have only ever lived in the small community, who are illiterate, who can't read, who can't write, are now meeting in barns to start talking about, what do we do? How do we survive this?
That does sound dark, but sometimes that's your escape into a book.
Well, and also, I'm sure they're lifting each other up through the process as well.
And she actually was raised Mennonite for the first 18 years of her life, so she's coming from a place of respecting that community.
Interesting. Okay, what else do we have here?
Another.
You don't have to go in order.
Let's see. We'll start with darker ones, and then we can move to happier ones. This one, The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. This is her 2nd book, and this one is kind of dystopian, where a college girl goes to bed one night after partying, doesn't wake up the next day. Fast asleep, her roommate can't wake her up, the paramedics can't wake her up, the hospital can't, they can't figure out what's wrong with her. And then another girl on her floor, same thing happens. And then it starts spreading through the campus, and so people are panicked of, do we quarantine the town? Is there enough supplies? What's causing this? And kind of the panic that runs through the town. It's very well written. I read this
you said you
about
just read
a month ago.
Okay.
And it was fantastic. And it's very well written. So even though it's depressing, you can get through it.
Okay, page turner.
Page turner. The one I'm looking forward to most that I have not read on this table is this one, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's a historical fiction. It takes place in the 70s, and it's all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll world. It's about a rock band, a fictional rock band, and it's told as an oral history. So it is told in interviews with the different band members, and the audiobook is actually read by a full cast. So each character has a different narrator, so you can really kind of get into their heads.
So it's almost like a live radio show almost type of a deal.
Yeah, and this one's been optioned for a TV show, and so there are songs written out in the books, so hopefully there will be a killer soundtrack once.
Ooh, you got me on that one. That one sounds good.
But yeah, the main character is apparently like an amalgam of all like the 70s big female voices. So Stevie Nicks, Debbie Harry, Chrissy Hines, kind of all wrapped into one.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, we're running out of time, so give us some happy options as well.
Happy options. This one is no, not that one. This one.
Oh, not happy.
Yeah. Well, this one is a thriller, so page turner. I saw the yellow back and thought it was the cover of this one.
Anonymous
this one
girl,
is The Bride Test. It is a romance novel, so a little bit lighter and fluffier. This is Helen Huang's 2nd book. She wrote The Kiss Quotient last year, which was also a romance novel. In this one, the main character is an autistic man who has a hard time kind of dealing with relationships and all of those issues. So his mom is a very traditional Vietnamese woman, and she is about ready for him to figure things out. So she goes to Vietnam to find him a wife and brings back this woman, and then
taking things into her own hands.
Okay, we
Sparks
have your
fly.
full list, Megan's full list of top picks for summer reads. We'll put that on our North Dakota Today Facebook page and website a little bit later today. Thank you so much for coming
You're welcome.
in.
Coming up on today's show, it's National Go Fishing Day. We catch up with Abby Furchner, who hit the lakes this morning.